What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Australian Elite and Elite Qualifier Leagues, as well as the Twitter League analyzed for Game Week 9. Let's get into the video. Alright, my name is Ryan and welcome to the Football Chatbox. We are going to be looking at the Australian Elite and Elite Qualifier as well as the Twitter League, see how the managers did in Game Week 9 and then look into Game Week 10. Before we get started, if you are watching this video and you're from Australia, FPL Social is happening this Saturday in Sydney. So if you haven't got your tickets yet and you want to attend the event, just follow FPL Social on Twitter. And you should be able to get a ticket from them, or you can message me as well on Twitter at Ryan_MS28, as you see from the handle above. And I'll just tag you to them and you should be able to message them and see how you can get a ticket. This Saturday, make sure to join 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It'll be live streamed as well on their YouTube channel. But yeah, if you can make it in person and you're an Australian FPL manager, especially if you're in Sydney, make sure to attend the event. This is something you do not want to miss. Okay, having said all of that, let's get into the league tables. Thank you to the amazing Pete from FPL SideNet for the graphics. On the left, you got the Elite League, Donald, Luke, and Angus, the top three. In the qualifier, you got Lincoln, Damon, and Alex. Did I say Alex in Elite as well? Sorry, it was Angus. And in the Twitter League, you've got Seb, Lincoln, and Damon. Now, the interesting thing, or at least something that I've noticed since the last time we did this, is that all three leagues have finally caught up with similar points. So you got very similar points at the top from all three leagues, which is good to see. I think the Twitter League was leading the way for quite some time, but now the Elite and Elite qualifiers have stepped up. So the top managers are pulling their games and it's showing. So the points rises are still high. I think the Twitter League overall as an average still, if you can see that top 10, 580 to 570, it's very tight in the Twitter League. But yeah, let's look into the leagues individually as well and see how it looks like. This is the highlights from each of the leagues. So again, Donald, 119 points. Let me go back to those graphics. 119 points manager of the game week for Donald. For the qualifier, Alex, 107 points. And in the Twitter League, you had Donald as well as Cody. So shout out to him as well for 119 points. Both of them hitting top scores. Triple figures is always something good to see. In terms of biggest rises, Paul from the Elite League managed to get rise about 14 spots. So congrats to him. Best transfers, John, 6 net points. Interesting. Justin, 7 net points lost, unfortunately. And also the most transfers made. Least transfers is James. Interesting. 5 transfers only. In the Elite Qualifier, you've got Alex with 107 points. Biggest fall was Hafiz with 10 places fallen. And Ben with 22 net points. Also biggest rise. Colm, Connolly, 9 places risen. In terms of the Twitter League, Cody, 119 points. Congrats to him. Daniel, 47 places risen, and Leaf, 34 places fallen, unfortunately. But Andrew, 18 net points. That's great. But overall, I think Ben took it with 22 net points. I wonder who you bought in there to get 22. But congrats to you, and congrats to Andrew and John as well for the great transfers in. Having said all of that, these are just the highlights. Let's move into the template teams. Now, template teams, you would have thought Bigger the Back was kind of dead, would you? But when you look at these template teams, they aren't really dead, because if you look at the template teams, you got Trippier, Cancelo, James, Trent, and Perisic in the Elite. In the qualifier, you have almost the same thing. In the Twitter League, also, you basically have the same thing. It's the same backline almost, but different percentages of ownership. Who said Bigger the Back is dead? But clearly the template at least seems to be Bigger the Back. I still don't think Bigger the Back. I think we are in a phase right now where it was Bigger the Back early season. in the middle of the seasons, not like a couple game weeks ago, it was like big up front. And then it's gone to big in midfield. Now I won't be surprised. As you can see, you got Salah, De Bruyne, Madison, Zaha. That's a lot of value in midfield. Martinelli as well there. And then your front line has Haaland, Mitrovic, and Tony. So obviously, this is not 100 million terms of squad. This is just template ownership. But it's crazy how you can see a lot of the heavy hitting midfields also in the template for the Elite League. The Qualifier League as well is very similar situation. I mean, the midfields are exactly the same. The whole teams are exactly the same all over except for the Twitter League, which has Bowen. So Bowen is high up on the Twitter League, which means I'm thinking a lot of managers wildcarded in the Twitter League in game week 8. So they most likely got onto that Bowen train as well, compared to game week 9 managers who probably didn't go that way. But the rest of the midfield is very much the same. Forward line very much the same. Goalkeepers slightly different. You have Pope and Ward in the Twitter League, Pope and Rea in the Elite and Elite Qualifier Leagues. Now, we don't know what the status with Mitrovic is, so that's something we kind of have to wait and see whether he is fit or not. I think that will change a bit of the template as well. We'll see whether a third striker could be different from each of the leagues. Another interesting point is the Twitter League, the ownership for Haaland is at 195. Now, obviously, this is ownership for Haaland is high at 195, mainly because of the fact that there are more than 100 teams in the Twitter League, right? And it's only, this analysis is only the top 100 teams. So anyone who captained Haaland, chances are you made it into that top 100, hence the boost in ownership for Haaland's EO that you see there as well. Compared to the Elite and Elite Qualifier, it's unfortunately a limited set, doesn't change in number. So the ownerships, you can kind of see it's 178, kind of makes sense because if you look at Salah's ownership, a bit high, Madison's ownership almost 90% in the Elite League. Similar situations in the qualifier. So there were captaincies that side as well. So having said all of that, let's move into the captaincies. Haaland, captained by 24 managers in the Elite. 5 managers went for Salah, myself included, unfortunately. And 2 managers went for Madison. So congrats for the Madison Halls. Elite Qualifier, 1 manager went for Jesus. Interesting. 4 for Salah. Haaland had about 26, but that has TN as well. So 25 over there for Haaland. And then obviously 2 for Madison. The Twitter League had 48 Haaland. And again, this analysis is only top 50. So most likely, if you're in the top 50 of the league, again, if you captain Haaland, you most likely rose in rank and you probably beat everyone else who probably had differential captains. So I'm not surprised to see Haaland like widely captained in this spot. And then you had Madison and I think Salah. It's Salah behind that as 1 captaincy each. Now, transfers. Let's see what the transfers were. Tony got transferred in a bit. Solanke, Rich James, Madison. So those are the interesting transfers in. The Elite transfers out were Isaac, Bowen, Gabriel Jesus. Now, obviously, I don't think this counts wildcard situations. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not really sure on this, whether it counts wildcards, because there might have been quite a few wildcards played. Having said that, let me actually... Oh, no, I can't check it at the moment. But yeah, I think there might have been a few wildcards played in the Elite League. Elite Qualifier, Madison, the highly bought in player, followed by Tony and Solanke. Quite a few people bought Solanke. I am not really fond of Solanke, to be honest, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, the points that went out, Foden and De Bruyne, unlucky. But Gundogan, yeah, Luis Diaz makes sense. Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli. Couple Martinelli is out, which is interesting as well. Isak, obviously, injury. Kulusevski, also injury. And Pascal Gross, has 3 managers sold him. Twitter League, Isak, a lot sold. The equal number of Tony and Solanke bought back in. Zaha seems quite a bit like of a new number. Interesting that I didn't see too much Zaha here in the Elite and the Elite Qualifier. Only 1 Zaha in the Elite League. I don't know if that's because it doesn't show wildcard numbers. I'm not really sure on that. But yeah, a lot for the Twitter League has Zaha in. Madison as well. Obviously, Tony out quite a bit. In terms of leagues transfers out, you had Isaac as the main one, Bowen, unfortunately, and De Bruyne as well. Son, Kulusevski, interesting. Son out after his haul, and Pascal Gross. So those were the transfers in and transfers out. Let's move in to actually looking at the top 3 teams from each of the leagues, right? Shall we? Now I'm gonna try and not take too long on this because I'm about to lose my voice. So let's go into the leagues. Now this is Australian Elite. Obviously here you see the entire league. This is how the table is looking like for the 32 managers. Fortunately, I'm at 18th, so I'm looking to try and climb back into the top 10. Let's look at Donald's team, Luke's, and Angus, right? Top 3 managers. 119 points. Bowden, Bowen, Madison. Wow. And Haaland captain. So looking really good. I don't see anything like, I think this team is just solid. He doesn't have to worry about Game Week 12 too much, maybe. 4 players, so I will be interested to see what you do in Game Week 12. Mitrovic also, we need to wait and see what happens there. So that's Donald's team. In terms of Luke, Bowen, Madison, Haaland, 103 points as well. So congrats. Again, De Bruyne here as well. Isak on the bench, interesting. You kept Isak. So and Mitrovic. I'm wondering what you'll do with one of those 2 strikers. Didn't make any transfers and didn't play a wildcard as well. So that means you have 2 free transfers. So looking forward to seeing what you do with that. And then obviously you have Angus with 1 transfer made. Didn't play a wildcard as well, interestingly. 91 points. Had he played the wildcard before? I might have to check this before. But Trippier, Madison, Zaha, De Bruyne, Haaland, Fofana injured unfortunately during Champions League, but you got Perisic on the bench, so that's not too bad of a move to like swap out. Mitrovic again, we kind of need to wait and see. 91 points, not too bad. This squad is looking good as well for the upcoming week. I don't know what I'll change right now. I think it's just like you probably want to look at a move for Fofana out. We don't know how long Fofana will be out for. The Elite Qualifier, shout out to my co-host Rushant in the top 10, has managed to crack into the top 10. But let's look at the top 3: Lincoln, Damon, and Alex. Lincoln with 103 points. Bowen, Madison, Haaland. Obviously, you'll see this quite a lot. You had De Bruyne as well. The front 3 of Mitrovic, Tony, and Haaland. I think this is quite a lot. Ward, unfortunately, unlucky, but everything else is solid. I don't really see what... The thing is, I'm interested to see is all of these managers have triple City already and 1 Arsenal. How you guys are going to navigate Game Week 12. I think here you have 3 plain 3 plain subs, so it's not too much of an issue. You can transfer 1 out. But I'm interested to see what managers do for Game Week 12. I won't be surprised if a couple managers actually still captain Haaland. Not in the Elite or Elite Qualifier. Maybe even in Twitter League way down, you might see managers who captain Haaland and have just completely forgotten that he's blanking. 100 points for Damon. 18 from Bowen. Sorry, Madison, Bowen, and Haaland. Obviously, Kane, Saka. Interesting. And Leon Bailey. Oh, you still have Leon Bailey. Interesting. That I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, but still managed to get 100 points. So well done to you. Yeah, I think if any of you guys if you had Madison, Haaland, and either Bowen or Foden, the chances that you hit 100 points was very high. You just needed that extra 1 player. So I won't be surprised to see. And you also don't have too much of a worry, I think, with regards to Game Week 12. Plain defense, probably. Sufal, the only issue. But pretty good team. And also, you got Alex in the qualifier, the final one. Again, like I said, if you had any one of those 3, the chances of you hitting 100 points, really high. Saka and Martinelli. Ooh, now you, my friend, I am looking to see what you do in Game Week 12. So you have 5 players. Now, that is different. 5 players who will blank in Game Week 12. That is something I'm interested to see. And Botman in the defense, unfortunately, missed out on that clean sheet, but I wouldn't have started him anyways over this slot, to be honest. So yeah, I'm interested to see how you managed to handle the 5 blanks. Obviously, you probably wouldn't want to what do you call, drop any of them against Southampton, any of the City players, and then Arsenal play Leeds next week. So interesting. I'm going to look forward to see what you actually do for that. And then finally over to the Twitter League before I lose my voice. Seb, Lincoln, and Espen. Seb, 102 points. 4 players, Saka, Martinelli. I think Saka, Martinelli is quite interesting. The last few teams have had Saka and Martinelli. Haaland captain, Madison, and Bowen. All of this shows me no Salah. I'm waiting to see if Salah can do something against Arsenal. Will be a good differential. So, but I don't know if he's going to do anything. That's the only problem. Again, this is Lincoln. Good team. A lot of y'all have Mitrovic, so it's a wait and see with regards to what happens with regards to Mitrovic. And then finally, Espen 102 as well, Bowen. So a lot of you guys must have wildcarded in game week 8, if I'm not mistaken. And Guehi in as well. So game week 12, you have a playing bench. Interesting. All of these guys have playing benches. Most of them have playing benches for game week 12. So it's, and also here only 3 players. So I mean 4 players. So quite a few of you guys have 4 players. One has 5. So very interested to see what you guys do with regards to game week 12, how you might navigate the blanks, especially given that Arsenal have a good fixture in game week 11, City have a good fixture in game week 10. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what you guys do as the moves unfold next week. So that is the leagues. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I want to shout out FPL Social happening this Saturday in Sydney, 1 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets. If you are coming, I'll be there as well, be part of the panel. A lot of top FPL managers are going to be there from all over Australia. They're attending from Melbourne, from Canberra, so a lot of managers attending. Make sure to join us, FPL Social on Twitter. You can check them out to try and get tickets from them, or you can message me at Ryan_MS28. Looking forward to seeing all of you there. Thank you all for watching. We're 2 subscribers away from 400, so if you can subscribe, that would be awesome. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all at FPL Social if you're watching this from Australia. If not, I'll see you all for a deadline stream on Saturday as well. Until then, peace out.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us.